Along the lines of your bail, like what went through your mind when you hit that?
Couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. There's nothing else to say because I could not breathe.
What's up, guys? Today's guest is a professional tricker and pro YouTuber who's been making waves in the parkour community. Please welcome to the JAMCast, Mr. Bailey Payne. What up, Bagels?
What is good, everybody? How's everyone doing?
Dude, you are only the second guest in JAMCast history to come back for the second round.
I know, right?
Yeah.
My first round was at the old place too. So
I know, yeah.
I'm in a new location, different from the JAMCast.
I know. You're a familiar face, though. People see you on the Jam Breakdowns, helping me out on the weekends.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I'm in a different spot than the Jam Breakdowns.
Yeah.
I promise.
Hell yeah, dude. No, I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for coming through. And dude, so much has happened since your last JAMCast, like over a year ago.
Yeah.
Tons of things to talk about, tons of growth in so many areas. But I guess like the big thing that we have to discuss that kind of like started this whole journey is probably the biggest injury you've ever sustained, right?
Yeah. So is that what we're starting off with today?
Yes, so, dog.
All right. Eyes on the prize, camera. 2 screws in here, ruptured ACL and tore both meniscus.
Wow.
There you have it.
And
rebuilt with a patellar, if anyone's curious.
Yes, and I'm sure that's what a lot of athletes are going to be interested in, a bunch of trickers, which is why I want to talk about it, is because not only did you sustain an injury that's like pretty common in our sport, but also your recovery has been astronomical. Like I've seen it firsthand, the things you've been landing. I'm like, what in the world is happening?
Yeah.
But like, first of all, like what exactly happened? Like we're not going to watch the graphic video of you doing it now.
I'm going to post it.
No,
definitely put it in.
Yeah.
Put it in.
I'll put it in post.
So it was hooked 2019. The last hooked before what we know is the end of the world the next year after. I did not know that I would be missing hooked 2020 and that the 2019 hooked would be my last fully primed 23 at the time? Yeah, 23 years old, ready to trick. And I was about to do the competition. I was going to compete that year.
Oh, you were going to battle.
Yeah, I was going to battle. So, and I wasn't going to tell anyone. And then last second I was like, yo, Danny, make sure Laurent has my name on the thing I'm going to battle. He's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah. And then the day before, just at a random session, I wasn't even going to trick. I ended up hurting it. And the combo was scoot, cheat 9. No, it was hook, cart, wrap, full, late 9. Hook, cart, wrap, full, swing, cork, late 9. And the second cork, late 9 was so high, I did not expect to get that much block out of the cork. And I came down on it straight, and then it twisted across my body as it went straight down. So it was like a twisting and push down motion at the same time.
And was it like instant pain? Did you know?
Instantly, I knew that I was definitely going to be in a tough pickle. Yeah, no, it was definitely one of those, like, I landed and I heard it. I heard something.
You heard the pop.
Then I never, like, besides my ankles, like, have heard something. And then I felt, like, kind of a weird, like, throbbing pain in my knee. And I was like, oh, all right, this is definitely a knee injury. I don't know what I did. I probably just popped it, and I didn't think anything of it. And then I went to stand up, and I couldn't stand up or bend it past, like, it was locked like this.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, that's weird. I've never experienced that. I've only done the ankle stuff. And then the moment I realized I couldn't do that, Anderson pulled up and he was like, yeah, it's your knee. I was like, yeah, probably. I was like, what should we do? He was like, dude, just lay here. I was like, all right, word. And then like when the medic people came, moved me over to the side, and then they like wrapped it up. And she asked me questions. She pushed it certain ways and was like, is this hurt? Is this? And then she was like, all right, I think you'll be fine. You probably just like strained it. I was like, oh, word. I was like, well, I'm probably not gonna be able to flip, right? She's like, yeah, definitely not. I was like, all right, I'm not going to a hospital because I'm not about to pay no bills in overseas. Yeah. Even though they said, oh, Netherlands is free, you're good. I'm like, I don't trust it. So long story short, I next day was just in the hotel bed, and I tried to get up at night. Well, even getting back was hard, and because I crutched all the way back to the hotel.
Okay, yeah,
like 2 miles.
No way.
Yeah, and then from there, I got back. I just went to sleep. Woke up the next day. It was stiff as could be. Could not move it past this. I couldn't even bend it to here. I was like, oh, this is terrible. And then I diagnosed myself to definitely something being way worse than whatever they told me there. Totally. And then Pinto was staying with me, and he did the same injury I have now. And he's like, yo, I'm going to do some tests my doctor did to me to tell you. I was like, all right, well, whatever. I don't even care at this point. Anyone try whatever. So he did some things, and he was like, does this hurt? He did like this pull. He's like, I was like, no. He's like, good. Then it's not your ACL. Jacob, you're dumb for saying that. By the way, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So long story short, what he pulled, there was no pain because there was no ACL. So
it was gone.
It was gone. So if there was a tear, then I would have felt that stretch in there, but there was nothing.
Damn. And so how long did you stay out there in Amsterdam before you came back home?
2 days. And I freaking bought my own ticket, lost $700 on this. Going from Amsterdam, staying another week, and then flying myself back to America to go for the Love of Movement, where I would have apparently met Ilabaka and some other dudes who were going to be there that I really want to meet, and I missed out. And I was like, all right, it's a sign from the universe. I'm not meant to do parkour. Because I was like, I was supposed to go to that, and then I can't. And I was like, all right, what's about to happen? Then I went back, and then probably I got back, and then 3 days after getting back home. Oh, by the way, on the way home, I lost my passport at the airport. No. But when I got back to LAX, and I ripped one of my earrings out of my ear in my sleep that I was gifted that cost a rack. And I was like, okay, that's 3 L's.
3 L's.
On the way, not even fully home yet. Then Corn's dad came to pick me up, and he got stuck in 2-hour traffic. And I was just sitting out there, standing with my knee stiff as possible, swollen, just out at the airport. I was like, all right, I'm ready to get out of here. I almost told his dad to like turn around. I was just going to Uber.
No way.
And then he ended up getting there. And then I was like, all right, just drop me off at my crib. And then he dropped me off. And then it was like it was a week after I went to my first doctor visit. And then they did some stuff around where he's like, yep. He's like, just what I thought. He did 2 things to me, like 2 little movements, and told me exactly what I had.
ACL
what
and meniscus.
I had now, ACL and meniscus, and two movements. And I was like, what? I was like, how do you know by just doing that? He's like, trust me, bro. He's like, as long as you've been doing what you've been doing professionally, I've been doing it 5 times longer. I was like, all right, whatever, dude. It's like, well, you've never seen it from the sport, so nor Cork Late 9. Yeah. So, anyways, I got the MRI like I think a few days later, and then he showed me the MRI, and everything he said was true. So I was like,
crazy.
Whoa.
And this is basically starting off 2020 because Hooked was like
January
pretty much
15th.
Yeah, Hooked is the end of December. So
yeah. No, this is January 7th, and then on the 15th I had surgery.
No way.
So a week after that, yeah.
And what doctor did you go to? Did you go to like a specialist?
Yeah, his name is Walter O'Brien.
Okay.
He's in Brentwood.
Okay.
Apparently he's a super well-known doctor, and he fixed my thing. And he said, I'll never, if as long as I don't do that type of movement on that, even if I do, it'll be fine after the full year, right?
Yeah.
But if I just do like forward and back motion, like jumping like that or up and down, that won't re-injure my knee how I injured it. Okay. So then that sparked the curiosity of doing parkour again.
Of course, because it's something where you're just doing
I was like, jumps. So I can just do little jumps like this, and that's fine. He's like, that won't blow your ACL out or meniscus. I was like, word, I'll just do a lot of parkour then. And then that kick-started the parkour again. But I was already doing parkour a year before that.
And what was his estimated recovery time for you?
Oh, he said first flip 7 months. Post and then, post, which would be January. That would be like
June
September.
Or July. Yeah, June or July.
No, August, September.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what he was saying, like at the end of summer.
Damn.
So August, basically. And then I would not be till full recovery till like January 15th, like halfway January.
Okay.
So and that's the full year.
I know most people, when they get injured like that, the first thing they think about is like, how long am I going to be out of this sport for? Like, was it hitting you hard mentally? Like,
oh, definitely. But it didn't stop me.
Yeah, exactly.
I kept doing me, and like, look where I am now. Yeah. So
I know you jumped pretty heavy into PT. So like for those kids that are like listening, kind of trying to maybe compare their situation to yours or just get some inspiration, how hard were you going to physical therapy? Like how many days a week?
Oh, I was going once a week. No, 3 times a week at first.
Okay.
3 times a week. And I did that for like a month and a half. And then it moved to 2 times a week, 2 to 3 months in.
Okay.
And then the 4th month, it was 1 a week. And then I didn't even finish that full month before I was like, all right, I'm done doing PT here. Because at that point, like, I loved how they were doing like the massage stuff and everything, which I would still go do it. But one time I showed up for an appointment and if y'all want the truth, I pulled up and they told me I was scheduled and I showed up and then they're like, hey, we just tried to call you as apparently I'm walking in the building. They tried to call me, which is already after the time I was supposed to be there. Right.
Totally.
And then they're like, hey, we're supposed to tell you it's canceled today. I was like, well, I had plans to go do this collab before, but I told them I couldn't anymore because I forgot I had PT. So that's the priority. And then they messed up by telling me that. So they were like, yep, your appointment is canceled and there's someone doing it now. I was like, when can I reschedule? They're like, not till next week. And I was like, okay. Same with the bike tire. It popped. You have 2 weeks. Okay. I'll solve the problem myself.
Yeah, totally.
I just cut the PT and I started just doing it extra hard myself, probably like 2 hours more than I was doing it there. So I'd be at the gym every morning at Corn's house.
Shout out to Fitness and Oats.
Yeah, Fitness and Oats. Shout out to him. I'm wearing a shirt. So yeah, I worked out with him every morning for like months straight, few months. And that was literally helping me 10 times faster than PT. The only thing I like there is that they massage.
Yeah, the massaging and the scraping, which we hate.
Yeah, but like that's just great to me. And the cupping where I have to move it like that. But anyways, like if I was still doing that, I'd probably be doing better than what I'm doing now. But I'm not doing bad now, I don't think. So compared to when the doctor told me estimated time.
What was the most difficult thing for you to come back from? Was it like loss of range of motion or like stability or just confidence in your knee more than anything?
A lot of it. All of it, really. Range of motion, definitely, because like at first I couldn't even fully rotate once on a bike. I couldn't even go like halfway at one point. And I don't even know how to explain that besides
dude, that's right.
Do what we do and blow your knee out and then try to ride a bike. It just doesn't work. Like I couldn't even pedal past this.
That's where I am. I can't do a full rotation yet.
Yeah, I was. And then the day I did get that full rotation, I remember sweat was coming out my forehead. And I was like, whoo! I was like, keep it on. It just got stiff. But then that like threw my back out of alignment and stuff. And yeah, I just was doing it wrong at first because I was trying to like hop over with my hip rather than like fully cycle through it straight. And then that was hard. So I ended up having to bike more, but properly. Yeah. So then I started biking more and like, you know, I'd bike around Santa Monica, I'd bike to Malibu, I'd bike with Ben Jenkins sometimes. Totally. That's fun. Yeah. And yeah, I would just do everything I could to keep it moving and moving because I told you this once. Josh from Store said motion is lotion to me once. And I was like, true with the knee. So I'm constantly just doing things I'll like bend and straighten it because that's the only way to get your range of motion back. So with parkour, if you jump, you land, you're squatting, then you're standing up, you're getting those knees like that motion back and it's like popping the scar tissue and whatever. So that was good for me. Like I had a couple, you know, the scares. Yep. The scare, if you want to
couple of crazy ones where you almost re-injured.
Yeah, scares of re-injuring, and then I lose range of motion for a week, maybe even 2 weeks, and then I wouldn't be able to train, and then slowly would come back, and then I was just like still training on my knee, and then now I'm 8 months out. Yeah. It's September now. It's September now. Doctor said it'd be 6 months till I was doing my first flip. 6 months in, which is 2 months ago, I did triple cork already on my knee. I was there. Dubs, triple fulls even before that, double backs before that, like 4 months in South Carolina. Crazy. How many weeks after you had surgery was it before you actually started training again? Like parkour basics, tricking basics. If the surgery was on like January 15th, was it like a few months in? I'd say I did my first training like outside stuff like 2 to 3 months in. Craziness. Like I was doing front roll. Like the moment I could get a little bit of bending like this, I could just keep my legs stagnant like this, and I can move around, and like I could do a roll without my knee hurting and land here and then flip over, do some weird spin thing. So I was like messing around with the transitions and stuff at first.
Okay.
And then escalated to bigger jumps and whatnot. I'm pretty sure I could jump further now than before.
I bet. I think so too. And it's also like you said, like you started working with Korn's brother, Fitness and Oats. And this is like really the first time where you feel like really focused on conditioning, you know?
Only if you were at the conditioning sessions, you would just be like, you call this conditioning? I know, I'm just kidding. No, I actually do the workout, but like what I do in between the workout, I'm just doing me, you know? So like it's funny, like I'm still able to just I don't have to change a single thing, and I can still just keep doing it. I just watch him do it, and then I go after. I don't have to have him be like, yo, go now. I'm just like, I see him done, I'm like, on, go. Anything to revive the knee.
Yep. What was the most mentally challenging trick to come back and try for the first time since surgery?
Oh, cork.
Single cork.
Yeah, that was terrifying. Landing back on the leg to swing through another cork.
Which is crazy because you have the world record for it. And it's like...
I mean, yeah, but landing back on the leg that you destroyed, landing on that knee again and again, like that push. Even if you're doing like cork, and then versus like 3 versus 10, like you're going to move the muscles each time somewhere. So like with that one time, you accidentally snap it.
Oh, I know, dude.
So I did 15 like 2 months ago. So I don't even know how. I could have probably kept going to 20. I'm probably 80% for tricking with my knee because I don't condition like my lateral side to side movements nearly as much as my just squats or deadlifts.
Yeah.
You got to work the sides.
Yep. That's what I'm having to deal with right now with my injured MCL, which you were there for when I ate it.
Yeah,
so it's so funny.
Yeah, it just, I don't know.
It's crazy. And I was there for a bunch of times when you were landing like your first tricks back. Like I think I was there for your first touchdown double cork.
Oh, you were there for a lot of the first parkour and tricking.
And it was crazy. Half the time I'd be more nervous than you are. You're like, yo, film this for me. And I'm like, no. I don't think you should do this. I don't think you should do this.
I just knew. I jam. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so crazy. But it's been crazy for me because like I'm someone that's had surgery on both knees before. I've had shoulder surgery before. So I know like the long road to recovery that rehab is. And most of the times it's like, obviously we have physical impingements where we can't bend our knees, but I feel like most of the time it's all mental. It's like overcoming that fear and gaining confidence to like trust your body again. Because technically speaking, it should be stronger structurally than it was before, but it's like, it's just that mental.
Sam Caspio told me it's all mental. So at that point in the beginning of my push to whatever, pursue flipping and parkour, all that, I was like, don't be scared, just freaking go. And then I was doing jumps on my knee and I was like, this doesn't hurt. I'm mind blown.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, word. And then I was like, all right, but I haven't tried flips yet. But then I did flips, like 2 feet tumbling. That's nothing. Like I can round off triple full easy now. Probably do quads now. Like I was doing triple fulls 2 months ago. I just don't want to risk the landing short and twisting the knee pop. Like I've done so many quads, I don't even feel like doing quads anymore.
Yeah, you've already done them on both sides.
No point. Yeah. By the way, Philly D, to answer your question, I round off left forever, and I originally spun right, and then now I spin left. And I heard one of y'all say that it's proper to round off left, spin right.
Some like traditional gymnast told me that.
I heard that was wrong from traditional gymnasts who coached at my gym.
That's crazy.
So I feel like everyone can just have their own opinions and F off, you know, right?
Do
literally whatever works. Like,
yes.
Tell Shosei he can't spin fast.
And also, you said that when you did quad fulls on both sides, you never did a round handspring in between. Just
never handspring. I've done whip quad almost.
Okay.
I've done rod floor whip quads.
I think it's crazier to just do round off into the quad.
I've done round off 1.5 round off quad. I almost did round off 2.5 round off quad. I've done round off Arabian through the quad, front through the quad. Bunch of setups.
And now that your knee is like on the road to recovery, do you still have the same passion and desire to chase tricking stuff, even if it's down the road from now? Or are you kind of content, like you're saying?
Also, I'm content with tricking. Like, I'll do it whenever it comes around, but like, not till gyms open up and like I can have spring floor because I don't want to do stuff on the hard ground, honestly.
Totally. Which is so funny because the sport that you are transitioning into right now is 100% hard floor.
Yeah.
It's the complete
but
opposite.
it's different. I can't explain. It's different impacts. There's levels to impact. Like if I did a round off handspring tuck versus you doing a standing pre, the standing pre is going to have less on the knee. I think less pressure on the joints.
100.
Honestly, no matter what the tech is.
Yeah, dude. And it's crazy. I've, for anyone that listens to the JAMCast as a weekly listener, you know that I've talked about this several times. And so it's going to sound like a broken record, but like, since you're in the chair, I'm just going to say it now. Like over the years, I've watched tons of trickers transition to parkour, including myself. I went from tricking to parkour. I've seen Jeremy Marinas play around and do some insane stuff, but of all the trickers that have like actually dedicated time to it, I think that you have so far have progressed the furthest of anyone. And more so, you've actually like put yourself and delved into the community as opposed to just like learning how to do some free running tricks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think of anyone you've really like put in the most amount of time, and your parkour fundamentals are getting, in my opinion, like just as good as guys that have been doing parkour forever. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it. I've been watching parkour since longer than I've known what tricking is.
Yeah, you and Adam used to watch it, right? Like
I used to do parkour when I was younger, but like nothing. Like I would do one jump, but not try to stick. I would just try to land on a surface, like
Big gap. Yeah.
land on all fours and whatnot. I was never trying to stick ledges or like anything like that, nor trying to pursue it. But I would backflip off something high or front flip off something high.
You've always done that. Yeah.
That's free running. That's not parkour.
Yeah.
Parkour is literally just doing kongs, dash, safeties, literally pure just transition of movement.
Yeah.
But no flips. So my friends, like I grew up, you know Austin Kuhn, right?
Yeah. I know he is, totally.
Austin and Adam and Scott all did parkour. Like that's how they grew up. And then they started doing flip stuff. But like Adam was definitely the best at the parkour.
Wow, that's crazy.
Adam has a big jump.
Oh, I bet, from standing.
Yeah, Adam, but it's the control that you have to like figure out too, which Adam has good control also. It's crazy.
Okay.
But yeah, so like with tumbling, I've done over 15 years of tumbling.
Yeah.
And tricking, this has been 10 years. Parkour, taking it seriously 2 years. So just do the ratio of all.
It's crazy.
Skills unlocked on each sport.
And the thing
Look at the timelines. I mean,
and the thing that's cool is that like your background is going to inherently play into it. And like, that's why I think I'm so fascinated by the fact that you're putting in the time to learn like actual parkour, is because like once you decide to just add all your flips and tricks into it, you're going to be doing free running lines that no one else can do because you've already done all these moves no one else in free running normally does.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm just not interested in free running at the moment, even though I post free running clips sometimes, like the Kong 180 rat thing.
Full, yeah.
That's like, I don't find that as free running. I'm like, I'm doing a parkour move, but I'm just doing a tricking move after. Yeah. And then people are like, oh, that's free running. I'm like, I'm pretty sure ratful swipe hyper is not a parkour free running term. Yeah. Like that, they got that from tricking. Same where they go left, right, vanish, and then they call it something, but it's attack.
Yeah, totally.
Like all it is just taking the tricking transitions and adding it in free running.
There's only been a few guys that have really like done that on the main stage. Like one, for example, is Dimitri Kursanidis, DK.
Yeah.
He's been like one of the first to do it. But like, for example, he started doing like step snapoos off of things, and people call it DK twist. I'm like, it's a snapoo.
It's a snapoo. Yeah, exactly.
It's a snapoo off a drop. But
yeah, so like for me personally, like I wouldn't name that Kong 180 wrap hyper a bagel flip. That's stupid. Like it's just a Kong 180
and we already
wrap full hyper.
We already have the bagel bite, to be fair. So.
Yeah. Unless I did a wrap full hyper and rolled out, that would be Kong 180 wrap bagel bite on concrete. That would that's actually on grass. That can be a thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I'll be definitely playing around with like doing reverse hyper wrap stuff, or I was even thinking Kong 180 swing throughs off stuff.
Yeah. And like I said, you got to get those reverse vault hypers into the wraps.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And even like, I don't know, safeties into swing dubs and swing Cork snafus.
Just a Kong speed step, swing through 28 corks.
Yeah, Kong speed step, swing cork snafu, Kong speed step, swing dub. Like,
it's crazy. So what has your fascination been with parkour, and why have you been putting so much focus on? You kind of mentioned that like your doctor said it's one of the few things you could do to protect your knee and only land like this, but like, what's been keeping you motivated? Because bro, you're
before
putting
the
in the work.
knee, I was doing it. Remember, like a year ago with Z.
Yeah,
Z
yeah.
showed me Store. When I watched Store, I was done for. And I already seen them years ago without even knowing who they were because I didn't have interest at the time. But now I did, and then I was like, dude, I want to do exactly what they're doing. So I bought a GoPro, bought the mouthpiece, and I literally every day filmed content on YouTube for 3 months straight. Didn't miss a day. Would literally film all day, then edit at night, upload the next morning, go film again, nonstop, without any discipline. Just literally all on my phone too, by the way. Not this new phone that's bigger screen. Like my old phone,
one, yeah.
my freaking your phone that's recording now, older than that. Literally, and I just did it all on my phone, and then I would have the GoPro, and I use the app, and I'd send the footage over, and I would see if Pasha would want to go out, Z, anyone want to go, no one want to win, I'd go by myself. And I went on the electric bike. I'd ride on my bike everywhere. I'd take Pasha on the back of the bike, take Eric on the back of the bike, Z, and we'd literally just go find spots and just look for anything. Like we would even days start at our house and just walk and see where we end up. And I was like, I would do that for tricking at gatherings and look for grass spots, but I've never done this with parkour.
Yeah.
But I've done so much in tricking. I've not done everything in tricking, but I've done more than I wanted to do when I originally started tricking. So, like, I've done so much extra credit in tricking that I personally wanted to do, and I'm not doing it for others. I'm doing it for myself. It's like, at this point, I need to figure out something else to do. So now I'm like, all right, I just do all these tricks and flips, but I want to see how precise I can get my landings and jumps, how I can like relate to the public more so than just doing like, I can do 20 corks in public, and then some guy does a standing backflip, they'll like the backflip more.
Totally.
And that's just how it goes. So that's like the parkour motto for me. Like if I do parkour, it's going to get noticed more, right? But at the same time, like I said, I'm not doing it for others to notice. I'm just doing it to see how far I can push myself in this sport while I'm still young and while I can. Especially with this now. I feel like it's more impressive that I have 2 screws in my knee and my knee's all messed up. So I'm like, this makes me more robotic in a sense. And I'm like, I'm down. I'm down to see what I can do now. And plus, I'm not doing it for others, but I'm doing it to inspire others. Big difference.
Yeah. 100%.
So, yeah, I talked to a lot of trickers like Sam and Jacob and stuff, and I asked them what they do with their stuff, and like Sam's like still not, he's holding back on his stuff. His is his right knee, and so he doesn't do hypers or anything. I'm like, dude, you're scared to do rap hyper. You're over a year in, and now I'm doing 15 corks, pushing on my knee. I'm doing triple corks, wrap full swing trips, like dubs, like. You got it. You're the one who told me to mentally get past this.
Totally.
You're deeper into your recovery, so you should be pushing. And then I tell him that, like, we'll play Fortnite, and I'll tell him, like, as I play with him, Tommy Case, Mo, and I'll literally tell him, like, yo, I did this today. He's like, dude, how are you doing this so quick? Like, how? I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like, I listen to what you said. Don't be scared. And I've known Sam since I was, like, 14.
Wow.
So, like, over 10 years.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm like, dude, like, if he said it, I'm going to do it. Fuck. I'm like, whatever. You know?
So
it is what it is. So I was like, I'm also doing it to show them that it's possible because there's so many people who doubt it. So I'm like, bro, don't doubt. It's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It already happened. So why not make it better?
Totally.
And if you keep thinking negative, bad thoughts about it, it's just going to be bad.
Yeah, that's partially why I wanted you to come on here and talk about this, is because not only has so much happened in a year, but it's also like you said, it's an injury that's kind of common within our sports, and it's something that can like completely derail people. Like I was there when Anish Sherfa had his ACL injury, and it was one of the first times where I saw him mentally like going through a really tough and difficult time in his recovery. And just to see like the progress that you've made since, and also like not only just getting back to your original sport, but picking up a new one and fully focusing on it, it's pretty crazy. And like, I know you mentioned that you're only doing it for yourself at this point. So this question may be a little far-fetched, but do you think you'll ever compete in parkour?
I have people already ask me that. I think it would be fun to try.
Okay.
Like, I'm not against it. Tricking, I don't really care anymore. Like, depends on the environment. Like, if I'm at Kick It again, by the way, this day 4 years ago, we were at Red Bull Kick It, and I got second place, first American to win board breaks. No, for real,
It was. I was there, trust me. It happened.
I'd never done martial arts in my life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You even fell off the stage that year, right? Was that?
I fell off twice. 1 year, the double back, I over-rotated. It was both from double backs,
Yes.
I think.
You had too much speed coming out of the double back.
Yeah, one, I hit a camera that was recording below and it fell over.
Oh, that trip was so epic, though. Yo, Peter Yang, whatever camera's going, Peter Yang, hold another Kick It and bring us back, dog.
Yeah.
That was one of the most memorable trips I've had.
If it's not a Kick It, get in touch with the guys out there and hold like X Connection. What is their name?
Oh, King of Connections?
King of
Yeah,
Connections.
King of
Get them to host an event and we'll come.
Yes.
I'd be Korea.
Korea. Yo, if y'all never been to Korea, Korea is fun.
Korea is amazing.
Korea is fun. And the one thing I didn't know about Korea until I went there was that the national drink of Korea is soju. And so the government has put like a price cap on it so that people can enjoy the national drink affordably. So like if you go anywhere, that's why
That's why it's so cheap?
Bro, it's because
it's $1, right?
Yeah, it's like
For
maximum
a
is like
bottle
$2.
like this, guy, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's so
y'all.
good.
I remember going to the store
like
and
no
being
flavor.
like, how much is this? They're like $2, $2. I'm like, no way.
So we went to the bar at your hotel at the Four Seasons. You remember that drink?
Yes. Those fancy drinks were not $2. Those were not $2 drinks.
I remember that. Oh, wow.
That was a trip to remember and difficult to remember too. Hands down, we were talking about this off camera, JAMCast After Dark, and Red Bull Kick It after party is probably one of the most insane after parties I've ever been to.
Yeah, Red Bull definitely knows how to do an after party, especially overseas in Asia.
Yes.
They don't hold back.
Oh man.
No holding back.
Such an epic time, dog. I'll never forget that trip. Whew. Crazy. Yo, that's so funny. But yeah, I think the reason why a lot of us wonder if you'll ever compete is because like when you see these competitions in parkour, or the, you know, for lack of a better term, the free running competitions, it's not guys going out there to do like the dopest Kong precision or the best stick they can ever do. It's guys that are implementing tricks off of drops. And that's why, like, if anyone to have a chance, I said this like 5 years ago, I was like, Jeremy Marinas, if he just learned like a little bit more parkour, he could go out there and probably place or at least make the finals of a Red Bull Art of Motion.
Yeah.
You're definitely further along parkour skill wise. So it's like, it's not out of the realm of being a possibility years from now.
I mean, I don't like competition, like I said, but sometimes it's fun to just mess around. But I don't think like, I think if anything, I would be more interested in like doing the speed stuff. That looks fun.
Ah, okay. I think more than anything too, you won't turn down an opportunity for a free trip to a cool spot. So I think hopefully they'll bait you in that way.
If I get flown out to compete, that's a different. That'll happen. But I mean, I don't know. Like in the trick stuff, like there's people sacrificing their lives doing huge flip pre's and stuff, and I'm just not about that life.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So maybe I would just do it. Just I don't know. More. It's not the exposure I would care for. It's more so being in that environment would be fun to experience.
And what interests you the most in parkour? Like, is it the rush of doing a new sport? Is it like the danger element of being on concrete and the heights involved? Like, what has got you so hooked right now?
Just, I don't know. I just keep saying sticks, concretes, like it's just raw. Like it's there. How are you gonna go over? How are you gonna use it? How are you gonna go like? To say like I can do a bunch of these flips on the ground, it's like being the avatar. You've mastered that, quote unquote. Now try this element, parkour, and then try this element, dancing, and then like whatever the last one would be, breakdancing. So I'm dabbling in the parkour region now, and it's just I don't know. It's more challenges, new challenges.
I think what's cool is that it's a new challenge every time you go to a new environment. Whereas tricking, it's like maybe you're on like, maybe you're
tricking.
On a new
I'm just going new spot,
yeah.
and I already have my set of skills, but it's always flat.
Yes.
Parkour, it's always you never know, so you got to create your own So it's not like I'm going to go do a freaking tricking combo around a bush that looks like a dinosaur. Like that just is not a thing.
Totally. And who are you watching for inspiration? You obviously mentioned Stores had a huge impact, and I know this because
here comes the list.
You and I have been on a road trip where we watched so many videos back to back.
All right, obviously Store. But I'll go back to the day ones, like in 2008, 2007. I was watching Ryan Doyle. I was watching Pip Anderson, Tim Sheaf, Daniel Arroyo, Daniel Labaca, Phil Doyle. That's already 7 on the hand.
And those are all my homies, bro.
Blue from Storm Freerun, all of
Joseph.
Storm Freerun, the original Volume 1 series. Like that whole video stuff was just insane.
Ash and Kai and Blue,
yeah, exactly. Tim. And then I really after that, I saw Eric and Pasha, but I didn't watch like anyone else really at that time. Then I was just more so into tumbling. So tumbling, I would watch. I don't know if it's good to say, Lil B.
Of course.
And I watched Ty Hill.
Yes.
And I would watch. Not Aaron Cook, because he wasn't at that time when I was starting. It was literally Lil B. Like, Lil B was the one that got me started tumbling.
Him and Ty Hill were just...
Honestly, just watching Lil B's tumbling, I was like, all right, dude, this dude's insane. How does he have much power? Like,
so raw.
How does he spin so fast? So I tried to do literally that. Then I got into tricking, and I did tricking for that long period of time, and I don't even remember what the question was again.
It was just who you watched for inspiration in parkour.
Yeah. So... back to my list, I took that gap from parkour. That's when I stopped watching, like Storm Freerun is the last I watched of that. Then I took a gap for that. And like I said, got into tumbling, watched Brandon McEwen and all them. Then I watched Trickers for a long time.
Totally.
Then back to parkour was literally 2 years ago.
Okay.
And to now. So 2 years ago to now, I watched, like, I wouldn't say on more so... I don't want to say Instagram, but Instagram people, like I'll watch Verky, Ed Scott, Tim Champion, Nick Ortiz. Yes. He's absolutely insane. Marcio is absolutely insane. All the guys from Madrid, Schiffer and all them.
Yeah, all the what?
They're, Team What?
Yeah,
Team What? Team Fat. Team Fat is insane. The Modus guys are insane.
Yep.
I watch all those productions Giles puts together for Modus, and they're sick. It's like they're like more rock styled.
Yeah.
Versus Store is more like hip hop.
Totally.
It's, I don't know. That's the best way I can explain it.
No, it's a cool
but
way
it's
to
cool.
put it. Yeah.
It's like I like the diversity of it. I watch Max and Luke, Max Modus, Luke Stone, and yeah, that's really all I watched. I named just about everyone I follow on Instagram that I watch. I mean, Dom Tomato, obviously, Archie, but like the first few I named are the ones I really watched the most. Like, and still up to date now, I watch like Store every day. I bought this subscription for the join, so I pay that extra money monthly so I can see their videos. Because it's worth it for me, because when I see their content, I either come up with a new idea or I see something that I haven't seen before that would spark an idea for me to try something somewhere.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before too. It's also cool to see the process, because we always just end up seeing the final clip, but in those subscription-based videos, you get to see them like
behind the scenes
30, 40 times before they land it,
Yeah, so you get the real-life experience, which is what I want to see. So I'll always look forward to the final clip. The process is always more dope to watch, I feel like.
100.
I mean, I love the final clip, don't get me wrong, but process is still sick. So that's why I have that monthly subscription stuff. And also, I think I watch, what's his name? Valtteri.
Oh, yeah.
He does some cool stuff, too.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his last name with an L. But
From Finland, though.
Totally.
He's dope. But yeah, like the Freeing guys, I'll watch that whole group.
Of course.
But literally 10 out of 10 times, it's Store.
Of course.
I watch. Yeah, they're absolutely insane. And I can't really even pick one that I would say is like, that's who I'd watch all day. There's multiple equal on that level for me, for them. I don't know how else to explain it.
Totally. No, I know, bro. Trust me. I know. We've watched a bunch of their videos together, like all the time.
I literally will watch the POV London one or the one from Paris or the one from Morocco. I'll watch them literally one after the other, and again, and then again. Once I finish, I'll just keep watching it. And I'll just sit, chill, with the pen, and I'll watch.
That's so funny. And do you think that you're ever going to, you mentioned Nick Ortiz being insane and obviously watching those POV rooftops. Is height training something that you're going to want to get into eventually?
I've done some before, and you've seen some clips.
Yeah.
I would definitely want to get into it more, 100%. Because when I watch Store's POV clips, that's what got me back into wanting to do parkour. And I'm like, well, dang, all I have is the ground here in the elementary school. Then I realized you can't just start there. You have to start at the basics in the bottom. And I was like, I'm actually not tripping about it. I'm like, I'm down to learn the basic stuff, like conging over and the side vaults. And I still, 2 years later, have fun doing it. So that's how I know. I definitely, when I get to roof stuff, I get like the best feeling ever. Yeah. So when I do have the opportunity to find them or go on them, I do. And when I was traveling like a lot last year, I would go on so many rooftops. Like if I went out somewhere for a Red Bull event, they're putting me in a hotel. I'll go check the hotel rooftop.
Totally.
So like, or if I'm in like the city, I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to be here after tomorrow. So go look around, go explore. And then I would find sick rooftop stuff. But at that time, I wasn't about jumping them. I was just about looking for them.
Yeah.
I went through that point. So I was like, all right, I'm not jumping as a balloon or something like that. So now it's different.
Totally. And it's all just like part of the journey. You just got to like earn your stripes and continue to put in the time. And
exactly. Take your bails, because there's definitely bails that are going to happen. You've been there for a lot.
I was going to say, I was there for probably your worst bail in parkour thus far.
Kong Pre,
baby.
Hip blowout.
And so for those that don't know, we'll put it on the screen right now, but it was funny. We went to this school. It was our first time there. We hopped the fence. I was doing like mini missions, and you were set on doing that Kong Pre. You were like, I'm not even going to do anything else
shoes
until then. Yep. We bought the shoes that day. We literally bought them that day.
That was the problem.
And what's crazy is you were there when I slipped 6 weeks ago and tore my MCL, and it was wearing a brand new pair of shoes too. The same shoes. Break your shoes in, kids. Break your shoes in before you jump and try to precision things.
Yes.
But yeah, dude, so along the lines of your bail, like what went through your mind when you hit that?
Couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. There's nothing else to say, because I could not breathe. And I was panicking to catch my breath and get my steps right. You were trying to freaking talk to me, and you didn't know I was out of breath.
I was just trying to calm you down. Once I saw you could still walk, I'm like, oh, he's not injured. He's just going through it. Once you put your hands on the wall, I was like, oh, I bet.
But I knew you were filming too, so I was like, all right, I got to find my lungs, bro. I was like moving my arms around, trying to see if they would come back up, and I couldn't find them. So I was out literally for a minute and a half. I've never had my breath taken from me that long. I was like, bro, I almost died.
100.
Literally had that scar across my fucking stomach. My hip was blasted, bruised. Like, that was so painful. I hope those words spoke to y'all, because that hurt.
We call it the towel rack, because you hit and then you got folded like a towel.
Yeah, and then you can hear the second boom of my hip hitting. So it went feet, hip. You can hear the hit go boom.
Sounds like wood slapping. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can still kind of feel it a little bit now. I don't know, like, if I touch a certain way. Yeah. I touch it a certain way, I can feel a slight bruise.
But all things considered, you were back training in a week.
Yeah, still had the pain, but trained through the pain. I've been doing it my whole life.
100.
Name of the game.
Oh, it's so funny. I'm just glad that something like that didn't deter you, because sometimes those first freaky bails really freak people out, and they get gun shy, so.
I mean, it happens. Like, if I fall, I fall, so learn to not fall, ladies and gentlemen.
Daniel Labaka has a famous quote. You should watch this video. He says,
fall
choose not to fall.
because you're afraid.
Yeah, you fall because you're afraid. Choose to fall, choose not to fall. Everything is choice.
Yep. Nothing but it's everything. The adventure's not knowing what's going to happen next.
Shout out, Daddy. You're a gangster when we're quoting a video of you from years ago.
Literally know that video.
Shout out, Daddy. Oh, man, that's so cool.
That jump, that low shot from under.
Yep. And what's really cool too is that, like, along the lines of this transition to parkour, I think one of the other things I really want to commend you on, and that we can talk more further at in in depth now than we did a year ago, is you are 100%, and I know you hate being called a pro YouTuber, but you're 100% making a living off of your YouTube at this point. Living in LA, just bought your first car.
Yes. So
first car in LA.
Yes. So I do make my living off of YouTube, but other side brand deals and whatnot. But the main source right now is YouTube, and the same the year before. And then all the years before that, it was not YouTube. So it's literally been the only past 2 years.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Not even full too.
And at this point, I think your account, you've amassed over 400,000 subscribers on YouTube. Continuing to grow.
It's like 14 right now. So on one of my channels, and my second channel I started, it's almost at like 3.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's starting. I just started that last month, but that's where all my parkour content's going to be going. So now for everyone watching, so you know, the main channel is anything series and one-off related.
Vlogs and
vlog stuff if I want to do something like that.
Stuff with
and then all parkour stuff and gaming stuff is on my other channel.
Okay.
So those are the difference between the two. And yeah, one makes my living and the other hopefully soon will make my living too.
And we're not going to ask you to like throw out numbers on here because we're not about that. But like, just so kids can have it in perspective, like what is your goal as far as like a view count in order to like make money? Like, are you trying to hit 100,000 views a video? Like, what does it actually make
on my main page? I want all my uploads, and I upload 3 a week, to all average over 100K.
Okay.
That is the goal. To average my views over 100K. So whether it's not like the watch time's low or like the thumbnail's not as good on a video, but the content was good, so it got less clicks, like you got to figure all that out. So once you find that balance, then it should be good, hopefully, but it always changes on YouTube, so you never know. It's all about experimenting. And now our series has ended, the one I did with Ryan and Sove recently. So we're trying to, well, not we, well, basically we are doing our own things.
Okay.
Not like we're not filming with each other anymore.
Of course, yeah.
We're just not.
It's not a connected.
That series is ended now. The last video was filmed.
Okay.
And I filmed 15 videos for that series.
Wow.
In a total of 3 months, I think.
It's crazy. And what I think I want kids to hear, and you kind of alluded to it earlier, is that I meet a lot of these kids that tell me like, oh, I want to do this. I want to start YouTube and all this. But they're like, I don't have the money for the camera gear. I don't have all this. And for those that didn't listen to what he was saying earlier, you shoot and edit and upload everything, including thumbnails, all from your phone.
All on this phone, y'all.
Trusty iPhone, y'all.
Right now, 2 years, this phone. I actually won this phone doing a friend's YouTube video.
No way.
Real Lizzie's video.
Okay.
So I forgot exactly what it was, but if I spun a mystery wheel, did the challenge, I won an iPhone. I did the challenge. So, I had to kiss a stranger in public. That's what it was.
Okay.
Before COVID, y'all. So stop tripping out if you're watching this. So yeah, like I said, about a year ago I got this or so.
Okay.
Yeah, around this. Yeah, a year ago because I went to Japan in October.
Yeah. And what other camera do you use as a supplemental camera?
Well, then I bought a G7X after that, and I got that solely because they told me, you know, you got to get an editor, you got to get a better camera, you got to get a mic, you got to get all these things, and then that's when you see your content do better views and whatnot. So I was like, all right, invest and get return. I obviously get that, but I hate doing that. But I put my ego side on that, and I was like, all right, whatever. So then I got a G7X, like $600 or something like that. And then I was like, oh my God, I just spent so much money. Why did I do this? I was like, all right, you know what? Stop tripping. Literally, that's motivation. Go film. So literally that day I went and filmed a video with that camera, and then I uploaded that video the next day because that's when I was doing it every other day.
Okay.
And that was the first video I filmed on it, and I think that was the one teaching Carter how to flip or something, and that video is at like 1.4 mil now. Yeah. And I made like 5 times the amount of what the camera cost.
Totally.
That first day than if I were to just film on my phone.
Yeah. It was worth the investment.
Yeah, worth the investment right out the rip. So it's like you got to trust it. And when you see something work like that, you're like, all right, how can I do that but make it on a bigger scale? So not a camera, soon a house, soon this, soon a car. And then I was like, all right, so I got to figure that out. So then after the G7X, I had that for like, almost, I had like 7-8 months.
Okay.
I think. And then maybe a year. And then it wasn't like till like a few months ago earlier this year that I bought the camera I have now, my Canon M6 Mark II.
Totally.
So that's what I film on now, and I film all my parkour videos with it. The lens I have on it right now is wide enough. The only thing I would change on it is getting a like super nice, not like a super zoom quality lens, but one where like if I film cinematics or parkour, like some smooth shots.
Totally.
That's what I would want.
Okay.
Like, if I film, like put something in slow-mo and edit, the camera quality was so nice. I wouldn't have it glitchy or anything, you know, it's like super smooth. My camera already does it now, but with that like store, honestly, like that look, like how they have those tight shots.
Yeah.
If I could get that, also it has to do with the filmer, obviously.
Yeah, totally.
But if I could get something like that, that'd be the next move.
But even with those clips, you edit everything exclusively on your phone.
Oh, everything. I don't even know how to work a computer.
He doesn't even have a laptop, guys.
Yeah, I literally drive to Corns every morning to go set my ads on my mid-rolls for my YouTube videos on his computer at like 7 a.m. sometimes in the mornings when I forget to do it the night before at his house. To drive over there. I used to bike. Not till literally 2 weeks ago I got a car, so past 2.5 years out here, I literally only bike, so I'd bike everywhere. So I'd have to bike early, even 6 a.m. sometimes. Go to Corns, knock on the door. It's locked. I have to call J-Bone until he wakes up. He'd wake up, come let me in, go put the ads on, go back to my house.
So funny.
Literally.
It's good, though, for kids to hear because I feel a lot of people make excuses of why they can't become a YouTuber and stuff like that. And it's like, yo, if you have a phone.
I mean, if you do dope stuff and, like, you got a phone, or you can convince people you do dope stuff. That's what I do. Then yeah, it's possible with literally your phone. Like, this is all done on a phone right now.
Yep, 100%. JAMCast is exclusively on iPhones.
And then the co-host is editing everything on the phone.
So
not
crazy.
This, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I have like 2 videos I edited this morning on my phone. It took, what time I started? I started like 7 a.m. and I finished around like 10. So like 3 hours.
And what do you use to edit like your thumbnails and photos?
Just Photoshop Mix.
Okay, totally.
For thumbnails, and then Splice to edit the videos.
There you guys have it. Free info.
And they're both free apps.
100. Free info, free apps, free knowledge.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Crazy.
And so what advice would you have for a kid that like wants to become a professional YouTuber, for lack of a better term? Like, is your best advice just to get out there and start doing it? Or what advice would you help give them?
Best advice to start off the rip, if you honestly want to grow, is you need a collab, which is hard because of Corona right now. But if you can find people who are down to collab and they're clean, you're clean, you'll see your distance, figure out a good collab, and boom. Networking off the rip is good. Good example, my friend Eric on YouTube. Have you seen him?
Yeah, I know who you're talking
so
about.
he just called out Mr. Beast going to his island. Now Mr. Beast responded and said, "What's your phone number?" There you have it.
There you go.
He called him out. Go call someone out on YouTube. Maybe it'll happen.
Yeah.
And he just had 5, like at the beginning of this year, he started YouTube, I'm pretty sure. So he only had 5 subscribers. Now he's at 600 some thousand, something like that.
It's crazy.
So that's the advice. You literally can do whatever. Just commit to it. If you're gonna put half effort into it, then it's not gonna work at all. And don't expect results if you do that. So
yeah,
definitely don't.
100. And so at this point now, like, you know, I'm lucky because I get to I talk to you on like a daily, if not weekly basis. We're always talking to each other. So I get to see the journey and stuff like that. But what are your goals now that you've been out here in LA for a couple of years, you've just got your first car and you got wheels in LA now and you're mobile? Like what are your goals and like, what do you want to achieve?
Definitely by the end of this year, I will have my own place with a car, probably with a computer, not because I want one, just so I can stop driving to Corns.
Totally.
Especially because they're out for a week in Malibu. So I'm like, all right, I got to figure out what I'm going to do the night before at a friend's house or something. But yeah, I'm going to have all my essentials that I need that I didn't have because every year I lived out here, I didn't have a car, didn't have a camera. Well, that's a lie. I had my phone, but didn't have a spot that solely I lived in. I always was living with roommates or something. Now, whole new chapter. I'm trying it by myself. Got my own wheels. Got my own camera. It's like the 3 things that I have no excuses to go make content. Like
totally.
aside being outside with the fire smoke now, like you can still connect with people. Like that's why I go to Carter's all the time. They always have me come over. I film with them every day, Monday through Friday, and just literally like work, like for literally. And I'm not gonna say it's easy because the past literally week, even 2 weeks, I was just like, oh my gosh, dude, I have nothing to film. Like it's Thursday and I skipped. I post Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I only posted Monday. So I skipped Wednesday and I had nothing for Friday, and I skipped this. So I was like, dude, I'm just not motivated right now because the series thing ended and all that. So I was like, that was the best thing for me going. Like that was a really good thing going for me at the moment. And then we had to transition away. So now I'm like, all right, let me figure out what I'm going to film now. So my last video comes out tomorrow, which is my perspective of what happened of the whole thing ending and whatnot. So like, yeah, long story short, my perspective videos usually do better. So hopefully that does good. And that's the last of the series. And then everything from that point on is one off. So like next week I'll be like, I think I'm doing a video with Shaquille O'Neal.
Nice. Heck yeah.
He's coming over and we're going to do like a little, maybe like a one-on-one thing for my channel, even though I'm trash. I'm just going to do, it might start like a 30-second montage of that. And then it's me teaching him how to do a flip.
Cool.
And then I'm doing one with Eric on Tuesday. Same with him, but not one-on-one. It's just pure teaching him a flip.
Okay.
So I'm going to start up like that thing, like I told you a long time ago, probably like teaching people how to do the flips and whatnot. It's funny because I see, long ago I told you that concept.
100%, dude.
Nightscape literally is just teaching famous YouTubers how to do parkour now.
Yeah.
I'm like
100.
It's so funny.
100.
I knew it would spark from the grave somewhere at some point. But they're two completely different things. So I think it's dope. Let's see who can do it and make it actually work.
100. And I'm going to do my stunt one as soon as his knee's healed. So
yes,
let's
exactly.
Get it popping.
That's already thick.
Heck yeah, dude. No, I think it's cool, man. And it's super cool to see everything that's been happening, all that you're achieving and stuff like that. Do you think Cali's going to be home for a while?
Honestly, I don't know. Wherever the wind blows me, like, it is nasty out here with the fires and everything. So I hate being here this time of year. So it would be perfect. No, actually, no, that wouldn't be perfect. Now I think about it, I was like, half the year here, half the year somewhere else. No, I don't think that works. I don't know, dude. Honestly, like, I don't plan like that far ahead. So I honestly don't know what's to come, but it's only good stuff. So
hell yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's just good. I've been saying this for a long time now, but I got here today in a car, not an Uber. So
true story.
Whatever's going on is going well. So
hell yeah.
There's just, I have a lot of opportunities that are up there already out. It's just some other legal commitments too that I'm not fond with. So
yeah,
see how the future goes.
We'll see. I'm
still a flying solo spirit.
And with that being said, like, just so people can maybe go back and listen to your first interview on here and compare the two, I'll still ask you the same question before we get out of here just to see if it's any different.
What's up?
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now, and where do you see yourself 10 years from now, dog?
I don't even know. 5 years from now, chilling with the Gucci mink on, with the iced out ring in Iceland with some baddies? Nah.
And Johan?
Yeah, and Johan. No, I honestly don't know. I'll be still 5 years. I hope to be doing parkour still. 5 years from now, I'll be 29.
Wow.
So if Ben Jinx never stopped, I'd be his age. Yeah, I'll be great. Great at parkour in 5 years, hopefully. Because I'm not going to stop and play golf.
Call out of the year.
I saw you bring that with Phil. Hey, oh, yeah, Ben's been playing a lot of golf. Oh, interesting. Whatever he picks up, he's got to, do his 100 to it.
He is good
and
at
just
golf,
start training parkour again. Go back to your blood roots.
We miss it, Ben. We miss it.
And if you say that to me with tumbling and all this tricking, I still do that randomly. So don't trip, bro. I actually fuse both together. So if you start doing parkour to your swings, imagine you doing a concrete to a golf swing. Viral. Thank me later.
Could be, revolutionary.
Exactly. So that my 5 year.
And then 10 years, you'll be in your 30s.
Yeah, 10. I'll be 34.
Yeah.
10 years. I mean, I don't know if that's retired or not, but like, I'll be doing literally whatever I feel like doing in a positive mindset. Probably tied down at that point. I don't know. I really couldn't answer it. I don't know.
It's crazy to think about.
It's all up in the I didn't even know a year ago this would happen to my knee, and then before that I didn't know that would be a boom 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 out of my last house, and then there's like a lot of stuff that's happened. So yeah, I can't tell you where I'll be, but it will be good. I'll say that if I'm still here. If I'm still here, then yes.
Hashtag life, dog. Yeah,
yes.
You never know. No, I appreciate it, dog. And more than anything, it's just been cool to be a part of the journey and see like how many years we've known each other looking back on all this stuff. But more than anything, dude, like I appreciate you pulling me out of the slumber and get back to training this summer.
Oh, bro. Hopefully Ben will listen more. And then when you're healed, you will be for sure good. Paul, he's been lacking because I hit him up. He didn't come. Probably because he has a girl now. Call out again.
Call out number 2 of the year.
Yeah, so I honestly don't know. Like that, I found these group of parkour guys that I've been training with at UCLA. We didn't even talk about this during this,
which is crazy.
So these guys are absolutely savages, and they're all dope, humble dudes, and they're doing some nasty stuff. Like it's insane, and I can't even believe that. I've not discovered who they were previously.
Yeah, it's crazy. Underground killers.
So once every Saturday, it's back and forth between UCLA and downtown LA. And then during the week, randomly, if people are free, they have training sessions in Riverside, which I had no idea. I was like, I got to tell Z and them so they can go link.
Yeah.
So they sent me pictures, and there's 6 spots. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. So I have to check that out soon. But yeah, so the parkour community in LA outside the businesses is doing great right now.
It is.
And I didn't even know that was a thing till literally I filmed my 5th video with them yesterday. So now I've had 5 videos come out.
Hell yes.
And I'm trying. My goal is to be there every Saturday. Doesn't matter that location.
Yeah,
it'll be one of the 2. And then every Saturday I'll film something, and it'll come out literally on a Monday or Tuesday.
Heck yeah.
So that's guaranteed every time.
Hell yeah.
And I have fun editing my parkour stuff. So like that, and it's not just me. I film everyone, and I put everyone in the mix. So, and then everyone will thank me later because they'll see the progress of how better they've gotten because no one films there.
No, they're just training.
Yeah. And they're like, I'm like, you want that film? They're like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm like, no, I've met too many people who have that mindset. It's such a bad mindset. Even if it makes you look cooler because you're all humbled about it. Dude, what if your shin snap in half? You're going to wish that was documented. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When my knee got hurt, I showed the doctor. When he fixed it and I slipped, I showed the doctor that video. Yeah. Wasn't scared of holding back. So yeah, that's all I got to say.
And when you get to my age, it's cool more than anything to have like a highlight reel of your coolest stuff,
Exactly. I'm like, dude, when I have kids, I'll show them what I was doing.
Yeah.
When I was their age through their next 20 years, I've literally over a decade of content. I have content every year from 2008 to 2020. I have 12 years of every year I've had a sampler come out. Every year.
It's so
of
cool
some
to
sort.
Look back on. Yeah. Invaluable.
So I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I please recommend other people to listen and do this. Start filming your stuff no matter what it is. I don't even care if you're picking up a new sport. Look at Zen and Shosei doing skating.
Totally.
He's about to do the world record kickflip.
Yeah, watch.
So don't trip. It's going to happen.
Heck yeah. And with that being said, what can you just look in that camera and tell people where they can continue staying up to date and following you on Instagram and YouTube?
Yes. So my Instagram is bagels_pain and my YouTube is Bailey Payne.
Hell yes. And what's the new channel?
Bagels Pain.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Same as my Instagram. Yeah. So if people go to look for it, they'll find it.
Gang, gang. As always, guys, please be sure to hit that like button, comment, subscribe for brand new episodes each and every week. Join us every Monday for Jam Breakdowns and every Friday for a brand new JAMCast, interviewing influential members of the movement community like Mr. Bailey Payne himself. So with that being said, guys, I got to give one more special shout out to our guest this week, Mr. Bailey Payne. Thanks for coming through, homie.
Appreciate it.
Hell yes. And as always, guys, coming through, I'm your host, Travis Wong. Thanks for joining us here on another JAMCast. Till next time, we'll see you all soon. Peace.